Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. Sit down and buckle up for an enlightening ride through everything cryptid, creepy, and paranormal.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden J, and I'm hanging out with
the Record Chick
and
J-Dub.
And welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. We are hot off a little thing called Camptober.
Mm-hmm.
You caught J-Dub's episode last week from Spike Island.
Mm-hmm.
And we are basically riding back in the saddle looking towards fucking Christmas. Oh, my God. The grunts and groans go around the studio, everybody. Yeah, listen. Everybody's getting a $50 gift card this year. Fuck it, I don't care. That's just it. There you go. Go buy what you want. Think that'll work?
That doesn't sound like fun.
No, you don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Oh, all right. Well, then they better get me their Amazon list because I need to start now and get it over with.
Yeah.
My stepdaughter does a whole spreadsheet or slideshow with links in underneath the picture. It's a picture, it's a size, it's a link to the where she just put the size in, the color, and that she wants. All you have to do is hit add to cart, and yep, that's what she does.
Wow.
And it's usually 12 slides.
Oh.
And it's expensive shit.
Yeah, it's not cheap, is it?
No.
Yeah. Actually, our kids do really, really good. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 items that you look at it and go, no, that's not going to happen. But most everything is relatively, on the cheaper side. I don't want to say it's cheap, but it's on the cheaper side. So we did the fucking thing last year where we just sat down and ordered everybody's shit at one time, and we just got Amazon boxes for days.
Yep.
And then the fun part starts. You take it out of the Amazon box and you go, what the fuck is this and who is it for?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you put in the PO line with a name. That's what I do.
No, I just as we're going, I make a list. I write a list so that I know what we've ordered for everybody, and then we just go back over it. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to have a packing slip.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking thing is you ordered this for Trevor.
Yeah.
You ordered this for Sophia. God, how nice would that be? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Camptober, as we did do the Spike Island prior to everything in October coming out, so this is our first chance to really talk about Camptober. The merch is still up. It's going to be up till the end of the year. Give you guys a chance to go look at it and give you a little time. We got great fucking artwork again from Esteban. But with communication, the communication breakdown, we didn't get the logo till the middle of October. So as soon as we got it, me and Logan went to town on trying to build stuff for the merch store. And, it was only a couple days, but the stuff did get out. And so we thought, since it was, a couple weeks, 3 weeks after the start of Camptober, we just go ahead and leave it up till the end of the year. So it'll give you a chance to go get something. Of course, all the old Tobers are up. You know, you got your Vamptober. I don't know that I put up any Clowntober. No, it didn't seem like anybody really loved the Clowntober. Nobody loves clowns. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I mean, the straw man himself said, Jay, I didn't buy anything because I fucking hate clowns. So hopefully the straw man get out there and pick himself up a kick-ass t-shirt or koozie or we got a couple different things out there. So J-Dub's coming. This should be your entire week off, but you come back to work today as we're recording this on a Thursday night. You had a nice little getaway with your mom at the beginning of the week. You want to talk about that? I guess you have some stories to tell us?
Well, we went to Madison, Indiana. We do a fall girls trip, try to every year. So we went to Madison because they have, really old houses and Underground Railroad and big cemeteries and the Lanier Mansion. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of that?
I have.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, it's been on a lot of the ghost hunting shows and stuff like that. And it's a big, beautiful house, but it is the color of baby diarrhea.
No, that's not cool.
No. But it was nice. And then we went through the Historical Society because everything was closed on Monday and Tuesday. They opened them on Wednesdays.
Of course.
To go through the end of the week.
Yeah.
So we just walked around everywhere and looked at the old houses. And at the Historical Society, the lady was saying that how haunted the Lanier Mansion is and that they do all these ghost tours and they've had TV shows in. And she said it's very active, so I might have to do a story on it or something.
I think you probably should. Well, you guys stayed there? Did you stay in the mansion?
No, we stayed at the Chandler Hotel,
which
was an old, it started out as a stable.
Okay.
And then it was a bottle factory, and then it was a warehouse. And now it's a boutique hotel, and it only has 5 rooms. And those rooms are beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, nothing really happened. My mom thought she heard some weird things, but, other than that, it was quiet there. But after we went walking around, we went to this... on our way in, we saw this giant cemetery that was probably, I don't know, a mile long, 2 miles.
Really?
And so we went there, and oh my gosh, you want to talk about sad. There were all these headstones. The grass was almost up to my knees, so nobody had been mowing it. Mm-hmm. Some of the headstones had broken or shifted and were laying on the ground, and they were covered with grass. A lot of these, a lot of the really old ones had concrete barriers around them, and they had sunk in and fallen and broken, and nobody fixed them. And then we found the Lanier Mansion, the doctor that originally owned it. We found their burial sites, and they looked like shit too.
Really?
You would think somebody that was prominent in the community and donated all this money, they would have done better.
Right.
But that cemetery had bodies moved from this area that had, there were several settlements on this land that the government came in and took from them. So they moved these cemeteries to this area. And then there was a park where this guy donated all the land so that the cemetery could stay there. Well, then they decided they were going to move all the headstones. So they have them in the new cemetery, just all lined up right next to each other like this, with a sign saying that these were moved, but not all the bodies were. So they just have dead bodies underneath the park, just willy-nilly over there. Could you imagine? After dark to do a ghost hunt?
It sounds
That'd
like
be crazy.
it. You better call your sister and let her
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
She'll be out there with her gear and in no time flat. Yeah, I don't understand that. They want to use this land, but they don't want to actually do what the proper procedure is to exhume those and move them. They just move the headstones. Just pave over top of it. It'll be fine. That's sad.
Yep.
But it's happening more and more, though. I mean, I think, from what, I keep hearing about it more and more.
Well, I don't understand why they would have done it, because now it's just an empty park with trees and stuff.
Right. They have like playgrounds and stuff on there?
No,
Nothing.
no. It's just a big old flat area, and then you go down the hill, and there it's a baseball field, but that used to be part of it too.
Huh. Wonder what the point of that would be then.
I don't know.
Hey, listen, man, those Indiana people, they do weird things sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't research Madison, but I know of that area, and of course, just down the river, because basically you were right on the Ohio River, right?
Mm-hmm.
And back then there was a lot of stuff that came in and out of there. That's how they moved a lot of their goods and stuff in the early days. So, but you were saying that Madison was one of the first along that area. I know that where we were at when we stayed down there a couple years ago were the locks and the nuclear. Was it the nuclear plant? What, the steel plant? What was that over there? It was a nuclear plant, wasn't it? On the Kentucky side? Oh my God. She's just looking at me funny because she doesn't remember.
I don't remember. It was a big plant.
So, I mean, that area still is trying to bring in and out the barges and stuff. Did you guys see a lot of that?
No, we didn't see any of those.
I know we set up on the Eagle Bluff and watched one go through the lock, which was really cool. So
Heard it all night long. They make really loud noises when they go through.
Really?
Yeah, because they bang and...
there's so many different directions you can go with what she just said.
Oh, boy.
The boats, Jeremy.
Oh, you were
Ships,
talking about
barges.
the boats. You were talking about, that's right. Somebody was passed out because she had too many drinks. But did you guys go drinking? Did you go drinking with your mom?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, we went to dinner, and then we walked around for a little while. And then there was this little where we were staying. If you went right around the corner, the whole road was what they had was all taverns back then.
Okay.
So now they're mainly liquor stores, but there is one little tavern right on the corner, like right around from us. And we went in there and just sat around, and it was a little hole in the wall, and it was old, and the people in there were pretty nice. They were young, and they were heavy drinkers on a Monday night.
Really?
I was like, dang, they must not have jobs. But
Or they do and they really fucking hate them.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, we were in there, and there was a guy that said, "Did you just say you're from Warsaw, Indiana?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "You guys are the sixth person that has been in here this past weekend that was from Warsaw." He goes, "I've been to Warsaw for fishing." Oh, cool. So then my mom, she knows everybody. They were talking about Warsaw and stuff, so I just let her do her thing.
Well, your mom is a big advocate for Warsaw and the Warsaw community. I mean, she does a lot, and then even we've talked about this when we talked about the jail. I mean, she donated all those dolls and stuff for the museum and all that. So
She volunteers there?
she does. She is and a big advocate for the town of Warsaw. So yeah, man, she had to have been feeling her game right at that moment. It was like,
Yeah.
all right, let's go.
Well, yeah, and the visitor center we went there first, and they had like old pictures and stuff and a video. But then we went to the historical society. They had the museum.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So you got to learn a lot about the town then while you're in there. Very cool.
Yep.
Is that that's something your mom's really into, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
a lot of
She
the
was
history.
getting pissed off. She kept saying, That's bullshit. They did. That makes me so mad. I'm like, Mom, I know, it's okay. And she's like, I need some water. I need water. She was getting so mad. But yeah, we had a good time.
I'm happy to hear that. And you shut off work, right? You didn't. You didn't read emails or anything like that. Just shut down.
Yep.
I know that you and me texted a little bit because you sent pictures. You did. You sent us some stuff on Snapchat and stuff like that. But I made sure I did not ask you anything about work. It'll all wait till you get back.
Good job.
Yeah, that's what I do. Good jobs.
I have you trained well. I did that to you.
It's true.
When you tried to. What was that?
I wanted to
video call me.
I wanted
or
to
something
video chat you while I was in the plantation so you could see the place. Because to be 100% honest, I was excited to be there. Dawn was excited to be there. But I felt a little guilty that you weren't there with us to do the investigation. And I'm like, well, at least I could show her around the place so she could see it. And all I get was, you're on vacation. I'm like, I'm on vacation from work. I'm doing two-stop shit right now, and you're part of two-stop. So do you want to? Nope, you're on vacation. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It was a cool place. So hopefully, I still got a shit ton. I have not had time. I spent my Sunday just not feeling well, wrapped up in a blanket on the couch watching football, just all kicked back and just bundled up.
I think Lindsay said she was not feeling good.
Oh my God, y'all know, believe me, I got the complete fucking rundown from Lindsay. On Monday. We were comparing notes. Hers was a lot worse than mine. You know, like it was coming out every direction in both ends. So
food poisoning, maybe.
She says she got sick. She thinks she got sick from going to McDonald's on Friday night with the kids, but I think it was going around because there was a lot of people that were just talking, whether it be on the radio or just, you know, people that I run into that were like, yeah, was not feeling good this weekend. And a lot of the symptoms were similar. They're not exact, but like I never shit like you wouldn't believe, like apparently Lindsay did.
Oh boy.
But yeah, just feeling just completely worn out and run down, and yeah, cold chills, and it was not pleasant. But we did get to celebrate Sophia's second birthday.
Oh, yay.
That was fun. But yeah, other than that, it's just been nose to the grindstone.
Yep.
Getting that stuff out for you two-sop listeners, because I love you guys. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you love me too. And to show it, you can go to the merch store and get some Camptober merch.
Yes, do it.
Show me the love. Let me feel it. Let me see it. I know you want it. You know that I want you to want it and buy it. And I don't know, if you listened to a couple weeks ago, Route 66, I had a really good speech on it. So
Oh boy.
It was amazing. Rocker Chick, anything else?
I don't have anything. Nothing. Nada.
Okay.
Ouch.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. You know, anything you want to tell the listeners? Why are you looking at me that way, weirdo?
know.
All right.
Is there supposed to be something
No,
I'm supposed to tell the
there's not
listeners?
supposed to be anything. I thought maybe you just want to contribute to the conversation.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I know. I can see that. You're fine. All right. Well, how about a word from Perfectly Picked Games?
Collectors, thrifters, and savvy shoppers, listen up. Perfectly Picked Games brings you the best board game and toy deals live every week. Join our Whatnot shows on Tuesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for limited time auctions you won't find anywhere else. First timer? Use Golden Mojo to take 10% off your first purchase. Fast deals, fun finds, and big savings on Whatnot.
Woo!
That was Perfectly Picked Games. There you go. Go check them out on the Whatnot app. If you get on there, tell them that United States Paranormal said, hey, Jake, All right. Are you guys ready to get into today's story?
Yes.
All right. Speaking of history, I'm going to take you to South Dakota.
Oh.
To a little town called Deadwood.
Ooh.
I didn't realize at the time until I started doing the research that this was an actual TV show now too. Have you seen Deadwood?
I think I've heard of it.
And Timothy Olyphant is actually one of the lead actors in that. I fucking love Timothy Olyphant, so I may have to go back and check this out. I don't know that this would necessarily be something that would just completely draw me in, but I like him, so you never know. But all right, here we go. The settlement of Deadwood began illegally in the 1870s on land in which had been granted to the Lakota people in the 1868 Treaty of Fort Laramie. So, yeah, remember in all that time when they were swapping lands? I said, here you guys go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this shit went bad. The treaty had granted ownership of the Black Hills, and they considered this area to be sacred. The settlers led to numerous land disputes, several of which reached the United States Supreme Court.
Oh boy!
Yeah, everything changed after Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer was ordered to lead an expedition in the Black Hills and announce the discovery of what? That's gold? Right, gold. In 1874 on the French Creek near present-day Custer, South Dakota. This announcement was a catalyst for the Black Hills Gold Rush, and miners and entrepreneurs swept into the area. They created a new and lawless, I love this, it's a lawless town of Deadwood, which quickly reached a population of approximately 5,000. And then by 1877, it was up to 12,000 people. While other sources put the peak at, close to like 25,000 in 1876. Everybody was running there, that's for damn sure. In early 1876, Charlie Utter and his brother Steve led to Deadwood a wagon train containing what they believed were needed commodities to bolster business. The town's numerous gamblers and prostitutes staffed several profitable adventures. So they're bringing in they're bringing in the brothels, boys.
Whoa.
I love this. Madam Mustache and Dirty M were on the wagon train and set up shop in what was referred to as Deadwood Gulch. Women were in high demand by the miners, and the business of prostitution proved to have been a good market. Madame Dora DeFran eventually became the most profitable brothel owner in Deadwood, closely followed by Madame Molly Johnson. So it's funny when you talk about Madison and having all those taverns along there. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought of when you're saying that. It was like, Deadwood, that's all they did. They just fucking lined the streets with taverns and fucking whorehouses. That's it.
Yeah.
Deadwood became known as its lawlessness. Murders were common, and justice for murders was not always fair and impartial. The town attained further notoriety when gunman Wild Bill Hickok was killed on August 2nd, 1876. Both he and Calamity Jane were buried at the Mount Mara Cemetery, as well as other notable figures such as Seth Bullock. Hickok's murderer, Jack McCall, was prosecuted twice, despite the U.S. Constitution's prohibition against double jeopardy. Big words for Golden J. Mm-hmm. Because Deadwood was an illegal town in Indian Territory, non-native civil authorities lacked the jurisdiction to prosecute McCall. McCall's trial was moved to the Dakota Territory Court, where he was found guilty of murder, and he was hanged.
Oh, boy.
Beginning August 12, 1976, a smallpox epidemic swept through. Many of the people fell ill. There were so many of the people that fell ill that tents were erected to quarantine the stricken. And of course, then in 1876, General George Crook persuaded the Suez Indians from the Battle of Little Bighorn on an expedition that ended in Deadwood in early September, known as the Horsemeat March. The same month, businessman Tom Miller opened the Bella Union Saloon. It's just fucking all kinds of shit going on in these. I mean, I guess I get it because, you know that's where everybody's heading because there's been the call of gold. So why not take business to get whatever gold you can get out of these people? Mm-hmm. On April 7th, 1877, Al Swearingen, who controlled Deadwood's opium trade, also opened a saloon. His was called the Gem Theater. The saloon burnt down and was rebuilt in 1879. When it burned again in 1899, Swearingen just left town. He's like, fuck this, I'm done. As the economy changed from gold panning to deep mining, the individual miners went elsewhere and began to work in other fields. Hence, Deadwood lost some of its rough and rowdy characters and began to develop into a prosperous town. The Homestake mine in nearby Lead was established in 1877, and it operated for more than a century, becoming the longest continuously operated gold mine in the United States. Gold mine operations did not cease until 2002. The mine has been opened for visiting by tourists.
Okay.
Yeah. On September 26th of 1879, a fire devastated Deadwood, destroying more than 300 buildings and consuming the belongings of many of its inhabitants. Many of the newly impoverished left town to start again elsewhere. In 1879, Thomas Edison demonstrated the first successful incandescent lamp in New Jersey, and on September 17th of 1883, Judge Squire P. Romans took a gamble and founded the Pletcher Electric Light Company of Deadwood. He ordered an Edison demo wiring and 15 incandescent lights with globes. After delays, the equipment arrived without the globes, and Romans had been advertising an event to show off the new lights and decided to continue with the lighting, which was a success and garnered future growth for his company. This dude fucking stole Edison's light.
Yeah.
Deadwood had electricity services less than 4 years after Edison commercialized it. Less than a year after commercial services were started in Roselle, New Jersey, and around the same time that many of the larger cities around the country established that same service. In 1888, J.K.P. Miller and his associates founded a narrow-gauge railroad, the Deadwood Central Railroad, to serve their mining interest. And then in 1893, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad purchased the railroad. In 1902, a portion of the railroad between Deadwood and Lead was electrified for operations as an interband passenger system, which operated until 1924. And in 1930, the railroad was abandoned, apart from a portion from Kirk to Fantail Junction, which was converted to a standard gauge. In 1984, Burlington National Railroad abandoned the remaining section. I think that's. I know that's a lot of. It's a lot of quick history of Deadwood for you, but I think all of it kind of is important because we don't really think about some place in South Dakota that was just there for mining, and then all of a sudden they're getting all the good shit. You know, they're getting electricity, they're getting the incandescent lights, and they're getting all this stuff. And I just thought it was all interesting how much the world revolved around Deadwood in those few short years with the railroad and all that other stuff too. So I don't know, thought it was kind of cool. But you know, Deadwood doesn't come without you know, death and mystery and all that. There are a ton of places that are considered paranormal hotspots, but I'm going to give you 3.
Okay.
All right. Originally built as a brothel, bar, and casino. Okay. The Fairmount Hotel has a history tied to the wilder side of Deadwood. The building's dark and violent past is said to have created lingering paranormal energy with many different spirits reported. So I'm going to give you a couple. Let's talk about the heartbroken woman named Maggie. According to local legends, Maggie was a prostitute at the former brothel who committed suicide by jumping to her death. She is said to still be seen wandering the 3rd floor and is known to open and close doors. I did a side note here that that I read was that she was embarrassed by her job, and she never thought that she would be able to kind of redeem herself in the community's eyes. I guess, you know, one of those kind of like, I've kind of done this.
Oh, she grew a conscience?
She did.
Oh.
That was one of the stories, but interesting enough, I watched a video from Mike Mesmer, you know, who had done some paranormal investigation in the Fairmont, and he claimed to be able to talk to through, you know, devices or whatever. And he said that she talked to him and said she did not commit suicide.
Oh. That
she was pushed out the window by an unhappy customer named Ned.
Oh boy.
Now there's no claim to that. There's no, you know, papers or anything like that. But, yeah, just a little something there that, you know, maybe Maggie didn't commit suicide. Maybe she was thrown out the window. Mm-hmm. There is a malevolent man, an angry man. An angry male spirit is said to also haunt the Fairmont, with reports of tormenting construction workers who are trying to remodel on the 3rd floor by grabbing the tools from their hands and throwing them across the room.
Oh, boy.
There wasn't much more on him, just that they were trying to do a remodel, but they're not having much luck. There's also a jealous man. Ghost tour stories recount a man who was kicked out of the building after abusing a woman. He later returned, threatened to kill her. But what I heard in one of the stories was that he saw his girlfriend with another man and tried to kill them both. I guess he took shots at him, and the girlfriend pushed him out the front door, and he accidentally shot and killed himself. So claims is that he also haunts the 3rd floor.
Oh, jeez.
Jack McCall. We talked about Jack McCall. He's the one that shot Bill Hickok. They say that he also haunts there. They just catch him wandering around. And there is a room in the Fairmont called the Touchy-Feely Room, where paranormal investigators have frequently reported strange activity in this specific area, and it keeps messing with their electrical devices, and then they find objects moving and stuff like that. But yeah, the Touchy-Feely Room.
I'm sure there's lots of residual things that go through there. The amount of people that were in there.
Oh yeah, and as fast and as furious as all that went down, I can absolutely see that. But so I watching Mike's video. I know I talked about them trying to do renos of the third floor, but to be 100% honest, I don't see it. If they were doing renos of this building, they would have had that shit done. And the different stages and different years, because a lot of these videos are years apart, the rooms still look the same. I think I can't remember if it was the second floor or third floor. It's probably the third floor, but there are layers of wallpaper and he showed video and he talked about this wallpaper, and there's like 12 fucking layers of wallpaper, and I guess each one of them represented one of the ladies that actually used that room for a certain amount of time. They would come in and wallpaper and change it to their suiting, and as they're kind of doing this, they're just like, oh, we're down to 12 fucking layers, and they're showing all of these layers. They left pieces and parts of it up, but if they're renoing this shit, it's not happening very quickly. So
no, because all their tools are being thrown out of their hands or grabbed out of their hands.
Well, it's probably just some person that bought it that doesn't have like a whole crew doing it, probably.
And that could be too. I mean, you're talking about, one building in this town. I mean, if somebody just bought it up and they're just, I would say they didn't change it because it adds to the allure of their ghost tours, because they do a ton of ghost tours here. So that would be my guess. But all right, let's head over to the Adams house. The Deadwood Historic Preservation Commission worked hard to ensure the former Adams home was ready for tour groups after a renovation in 2000. It still imbued with its original charm. Stepping inside the home feels like stepping back in time, especially if you catch wind of one of William's cigars. The phantom aroma can still be smelled throughout the historic home, a sign of the former owner's presence. Guests touring the home aren't the only ones who experience the Adams' otherworldly antics. The staff have spoken of the faint cigar smell and instances of witnessing Mary's rocking chair moving on its own. There's nothing to fear, though, as Mary and William only wish to rekindle their once active social life, this time with visitors touring their home. The two, like the Franklins, had such a connection to the Deadwood, it's not surprising that they're sticking around. So, just real quick, Mary and William, I guess, had just this crazy love affair. And goddamn, I didn't take a note on this. I just was looking for the paranormal stuff, but I didn't talk about them early on, did I? I believe that they got into a fight and he killed her and then killed himself. But a lot of the paranormal that, well, let me finish reading before I get too deep into that. Mary Kopko, executive director of Deadwood History, told us that the staff and guests were experiencing paranormal activities in the historic Adams House and Museum. Kopko said that she has also witnessed firsthand this activity and believes she has actually seen Will Adams' apparition in the house. She calls him W.E. Adams. It just doesn't feel like it fucking works for me. But Kopko said she came to work at Deadwood Historical in the capacity as Adams Museum and House Director in 1995. She happened to live next door to the Adams house and on several occasions noticed lights on in the house after it had been closed for the night. She would enter the home and ensure that no one was in the house, turn off all the lights, and send a message to staff in the home to be more diligent in turning off the lights. The staff claimed that every light was turned off and they had no explanation why the lights were still on. Kopko told us on one occasion she was looking out the window towards the Adams house and saw a shadow of a tall, thin man pacing back and forth in front of the upstairs window. She said that the home was closed at the time and no one should be in the house. She knew she should call the police, but she told her son, her son told her, "No, Mom, it's just Mr. Adams. He likes you." The cop said she entered the house, found no one there. She said all the doors and windows were locked. Kopko also claimed she heard from an employee of the house when it was a B&B that employees told her that she was standing out back smoking when she turned to see a tall, older gentleman staring at her. The employee said she turned to put out her cigarette. When she turned back, the man was gone. Kopko said the employee didn't think anything of the incident until she saw a picture of William Adams and realized it was the same man she saw.
Oh.
Curator Haley Chambers admitted that she had some interesting experiences in the house. Chambers says she spent a lot of time in the home cleaning and restoring artifacts. On several occasions, she claimed that she would hear what sounded like several people speaking in different parts of the home. And when she would go investigate, she would hear the talking coming from other parts of the home. Other times, she would get the feeling she was just being watched. Chambers says that when she would close at night, she would walk through the house and turn off all the lights and lock the house. She said the next morning she would get emails from Kopko telling her to make sure she turned off all the lights because she would have to come to the house and turn off the lights. So Chambers said she knew she'd turned them off but could not figure out what was going on. One night she turned off all the lights, locked up the house, and was standing outside waiting for her ride. She said she started taking pictures of the house, and when she came to work the next morning, Kopko had sent her a message that the lights were on in the home, and she checked her pictures to prove that they were off. And, of course, a tour guide that was given a tour in the home experienced something strange. He told the story that he was standing at the top of the stairs leading from the kitchen talking to a small tour group. When he said he heard footsteps walking up behind him, he thought it was another guide coming to assist. But when he turned around, there was no one there. When he turned back to the group, a lady at the top of the steps said she heard the steps too.
Oh.
So yeah, there was reports of the two of them walking hand in hand up the stairs, in one of those crazy love affairs. I thought I'd want to say it twice, but yeah, it's a tragic Adams, house situation, but I mean, they're still there. They're still hand in hand. They're still trying to make it work.
Yep.
Right? All right, real quick this is the Bullock Hotel. This is the last one I got for you. There is a long history of haunting that has been reported. One of those claims is many have seen what is believed to be Seth Bullock's apparition, walking the hallways of the hotel. And some even claim they have captured Seth's likeness in photographs. Other interesting claims is a little girl by the name of Sarah, who is often seen running around in the basement where Seth's cellar is located. Employees and guests have reported seeing shadow figures, hearing disembodied voices, apparitions, and items moving and of course being touched. In the second and third floor of the hotel, guests have reported seeing inexplicable occurrences like alarm clocks going off by themselves, televisions turning on even though they were unplugged, and antique clock chimes of its own accord, even when it's not been working for several years. So Seth was the one that actually built the hotel back in the day, so that's why he's still hanging out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's just 3 locations in Deadwood. There's Saloon 10, which I didn't really find a lot, but Saloon 10 is where McCall shot Wild Bill Hickok. You know, and of course, I said something earlier about Calamity Jane being buried in the cemetery. There's old ancient rumors that her and Wild Bill were a couple, and that they're buried side by side in the cemetery. Which I guess she was brought back from wherever she died to be buried there next to him. So Deadwood is a very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of story there, not just paranormal, just a lot of story.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because, you know, we all know about Wild Bill Hickok. We all know about Calamity Jane and all of these people that were part of Deadwood. And there was a laundry list, and I didn't read it. I had it in my notes, but of some of the residents and frequent visitors, you know, just a lot of. I don't know who Soul Star is, but they were referenced quite often. Charlie and Steve Utter and the Reverend Henry Weston Smith. I mean, just a ton of people that were in and out of this place of Deadwood during this time. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was interesting. Like I said, you got a lot of history, but there's some hauntings going on up there in Deadwood.
Yeah, and that all the history with the Indians and mining and all that stuff. There's lots and lots of people that went through.
I'm sure there was some ruckus with the Native Americans when they started taking over this land.
Yeah.
And but I mean, that's why it was lawless though too, because the United States is like, that's not our land. You guys are fucking with the Native Americans, so you're on your own. So there you go, Deadwood, South Dakota, and a couple places from the still standing and still vibrant town. So there you go. You guys want to go check it out? Road trip.
There you go.
Let's wait till spring, because I'm betting it's starting to get fucking cold in South Dakota.
It's cold enough here. I hate it.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the cold. All right, guys. There you go. That's today's story. We want to thank you for tuning in to the United States Paranormal Podcast. And we hope that when you're out in public and somebody says podcast, you go, hey, listen, you guys should listen to the United States Paranormal. Feel free. We would appreciate it. Get more listeners over here to check us out.
I dropped some cards at all around Madison.
Oh, snap. Did you put any magnets up?
No, I just remembered to grab the cards.
Man, I tell you, man, I was dropping cards all over Louisiana, so
Yeah.
I know what he's saying.
job.
So go check out our website, UnitedStatesParanormal.com, where you can find all the merch, all the stuff for Camptober's up there, and all the other great merch. You know, you got your celestial stag, you got your pair of feet. And, of course, you got the great white ball beaver. It's just some great artwork from Esteban, so you can't go wrong. All right, guys. Until next week, keep it spooky. And I'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at UnitedStatesOfParanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Golden 80s, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, The Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah podcast. But you can still find Golden Image podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys, wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.